So I'm here with one of the head coach? The head coach of our Smash Brothers Ultimate Team, V-Man. Say hello, V-Man.
Hi, everyone out there.
All right, so V-Man here, yes, as I said, he's a coach. So what is the difference between being a coach for the Smash Brothers team and being a player for the Smash Ultimate team?
Really, the difference between a coach and a player is even though we all do get to play the game, it's more I'm there to support my players, making sure they know when to come to practice, make sure they're ready for tournaments, what's coming up, being prepared, and also kind of making sure that when they need someone to support them, that I can be that person for them, always be there for them, always be mentally, physically, right? Whatever I could do to help my players, basically, make sure everyone's ready to play the game.
Right, that sounds good. So you mentioned practice. So what do you guys do for practice? Is it basically like a lot of 1v1s like amongst yourselves or sometimes against other schools?
The general hope is really, we do 1v1s against each other quite often. But the general idea is we try to play as much as the game as you can. So whether it be 1v1s or even doubles for fun or free-for-alls even, really just trying to get the execution of the game down. Trying to really do your research, look for other players, try to do scrims with other schools or just genuinely anyone who wants to play Smash and who's willing to learn, right? That's kind of just what our practice is. And then besides practice is VOD review, right? So watching our old matches, trying to find our bad habits, trying to learn what we do in games and how we can either stop the bad stuff and learn from them. Yeah.
Right, so that's all well and good. So it's really legitimate then. You guys are really pulling out all the stops to do as much as you can to always be improving. Thank you again very much. And I'll see you out there with everyone else. Then it was time to direct my attention to our League of Legends team, who was playing at the venue's 5v5 tournament. However, technical delays meant that they had to wait an additional 2 hours before they started. This was also a rough learning experience for myself as the team's videographer and our coordination on getting replays, because in the end we don't have any in-game replays to pick apart. The team won their first game, but was eventually knocked down into the losers bracket and then lost a second time, marking the end of their run. The team was tired having to wait that long to eventually lose, but I was able to grab an interview with the cool, calm, and collected B-team support player, Ito. Alright, so we're at the end of the day now here for AdrenaLAN. I'm joined by our support player, Ito, aka Daniel in real life. So Daniel, it's been a long day for the League of Legends team. Specifically, not just because it was a long day for everyone, but for you guys specifically, the tournament started 2 hours later. So how did the team adjust to that?
Well, when you have to wait for an extra 2 hours for any tournament or anything, honestly, it kind of wears down your mind or your your eyes, something in general, because this is a very dark environment and there's not a lot of light and there's lots of loud sounds going on, so it kind of just distracts you, kind of deteriorates you slowly. But yeah, I think the team performed really fairly well under us having to wait an extra 2 hours because we weren't coming off fresh per se.
So from what I heard, you're not actually on the A team, you're on the B team, but you were subbing in. So how is it integrating with this team? Did you get a lot of practice in with them beforehand?
I would say I got a little bit of practice in. I didn't get as much practice as I would have liked per se, but I mean, it's obviously just not enough time as well, because I wasn't sure if I was going to even participate in this tournament or sub for the team anyways. But I believe that from how much we did practice, we performed fairly well, and sure there could have been things that we could have improved, but I think in any game you could improve. There's always something you can improve.
All right, that's awesome. Well, thank you again very much. I know you and the rest of the league team were tired. You're the only one here who wanted to do this. So yeah, thanks again so much. And luckily for us, we're at an event sponsored by Red Bull. So there's a lot of Red Bull everywhere. I've been all Red Bulled up today. So all right, thank you again very much. To wrap up our AdrenaLAN experience, on day 2 of the event, I returned to watch our A-team jungler, Aesthetic, play in the 1v1 tournament. I didn't have footage of him up until this day, but he was playing in the losers bracket finals. Despite being a jungler, he finished in 3rd place, only falling behind 2 mid lane mains, and in his match of the day, his matchups were Nasus versus Cassiopeia and Aurelia versus Syndra. I was also able to score an interview with him after his match as well. All right, so this is the second day of AdrenaLAN here. I'm now joined by our A-team jungler, Daniel, Aesthetic. He just finished, was it 3rd overall in the 1v1 tournament?
Yeah, 3rd overall in the 1v1, yeah.
So third overall. So to my understanding, so you're our jungler, but you weren't playing with Humber when we were in the 5v5 tournament. So how did that work out? Were you just signing up with some friends? Were you going to be here anyways?
Well, it was a lot of miscommunication on my end and a little bit on their end because I didn't think that we were going to do AdrenaLAN together. So I had thought, okay, maybe I'll just go and do AdrenaLAN, try to experience a new LAN by myself and see what it's like, right? And then Humber decided last minute kind of that they wanted to do AdrenaLAN, so I was like, oh, well, that kind of sucks then. You know, we didn't end up facing each other, so it's kind of a relief. Kind of just don't have to do them dirty, so yeah, I'm okay with that. But
in that final 0-2 that you had, do you think that it was a matchup problem, or did you think that you just misplayed it?
Second game, it definitely misplayed. The first game, I kind of trolled it, to be honest. I was having fun. I knew I wasn't gonna really beat him. Maybe I can take a game off him, but I don't think I was ever gonna beat my mid laner for AdrenaLAN.
Well, then I think the Nasus was definitely a pretty ambitious pick there, but I enjoyed watching it play out because it was actually really close. It was really close there. I think it was mainly just the barrier, right?
Yeah, I didn't think the poison would kill me, honestly. I should have barriered. I knew in my head maybe I should barrier, but like I thought I'd live with maybe 1 HP and then I could TP back.
And also, I remember it was the arcane common, and I thought the hitbox was like it was just that close. I actually thought it wasn't even going to hit you at first. But yeah, so thank you again so much. Hope we see you at more of these events. And that is our Humber Esports recap for our experience at Red Bull's AdrenaLAN 2019. We'd like to extend a thank you to all of our players and staff for showing up and representing our school in such a positive light. Don't forget to check out the video description for our full-length interviews of the day, our top 5 list, as well as our Humber Esports social media channels. Thank you again so much for joining us on our journey, and we'll see you guys again next time.